culture and our nationality and our true heritage as Israelite, as Hebrew Israelites. Who are we? If you follow the teachings of Jesus, if you follow the teachings of Yeshua, you're not a Christian, but you're what?
Israel.
Everybody shout, an Israelite.
Israelite.
If you keep the commandments, you are what?
Israelite.
You're an Israelite. If you keep the holy days rather than men-made holidays, you are what?
Israelite.
Israelite. If you follow the Torah, you are what?
Israelite.
An Israelite. We are Israel. Everybody say, we are Israel.
We are Israel.
And this is Yahweh's doing, and it's marvelous in our sight. And he has promised to restore Israel. He's promised to restore all things back to his people. And one of the things he's declared, he's going to restore truth unto his people. Everybody shout truth.
Truth.
Who did Yahweh give the keys to the kingdom to? That's the easy one. Let's go over here, Matthew chapter 16, verse 17. Let's find out who Yahweh, or who Yeshua has given the keys of the kingdom to. Come on, what did it say?
And Jesus answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven.
This was the question when he asked them, who do men say that I am? And they went down the line. Some say that you are Elijah. Some say that you are Jeremiah the prophet. And then Peter was the only one, Simon Bar-Jonah, he was the only one that stood up and said, Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living one. And he said, flesh and blood has not revealed this to you. Flesh and blood didn't reveal this to you, but this was revealed to you by my Father which is in heaven. In other words, it was the Spirit that told him who Yeshua was. Because it's going to require having the Spirit in order to know what's going on, what's really happening. So anyway, he told him, you're blessed for knowing who he was. Come on.
And I say also unto thee, that thou art Peter, and among this rock I will build my church.
So he said, upon you, Peter, upon that rock of truth and knowledge and understanding that you have just received from the Most High, he says, I'm going to build my church, or I'm going to build the ones who are going to be called out to become my assembly in the earth, the ones that's going to be the light in the earth, the ones that's going to be the remnant in the earth. I'm calling them out, and upon that rock, upon that truth, upon that understanding, I'm going to build my very church. It's going to be not everybody, it's going to be a remnant that's going to come and going to be able to declare the same thing that you did. And he says, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it or them. Are y'all hearing that? Hallelujah. Verse 19, what did he say?
And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom.
He said, I'm going to give to you, I'm going to give to thee, I'm going to give to the ones who are called out and set apart. I'm going to give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Hallelujah. How many people know that you got the keys of heaven right now? He said, I'm going to give all of those that have this same understanding, this same testimony. I'm going to give the keys to you, and you're going to have the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And with these keys, this is what we can do with those keys. What did it say?
And whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth.
Whatever you bind on earth, come on.
Shall be bound in heaven.
I'm going to bind it up high. I'm going to bind it in the heavenly places. Come on.
And whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth.
And whatever you loose on the earth, come on.
Shall be loosed in heaven.
I'm going to loose that same thing in the heavenly places. So we have to understand that we have been given the keys to the kingdom, but the Israelites are among the Gentiles. And because we are among the Gentiles, we don't know our history, our heritage, and our culture, because everything has been turned upside down. We think in abstract instead of thinking concrete. We thinking downward when we should be thinking upwardly. We thinking from the west when we should be thinking like the east. Are y'all hearing that? Because we are in an inverted kingdom. Something has caused everything to be inverted. What was up is now down. What was out is now in. It's an inversion that has happened because the Israelites are now among the Gentiles. Let's prove that real quick. Lamentations chapter 2, verse 9. What did it say?
Her gates are sunk into the
Her
ground.
gates are sunken down into the ground. Come on.
He hath destroyed and broken her bars.
He's destroyed and broken her bars. Come on.
Her king and her princes are among the
See that?
Gentiles.
Her kings and her princes are among the Gentiles. And because we're among the Gentiles, what does it say?
The law is no more.
The law is no more. The law is no more because we are among the Gentiles. Come on.
Her prophets also find no vision from the Lord.
And the prophets can hardly find any vision from Yahweh no more because they're among the Gentiles and the law is no more. Let's deal with Paul for a moment because a lot of people will use Paul to say that he said, do away with the law. How many people ever heard that before? Paul said, we ain't got to do the law, so therefore we ain't got to do the law. But we have to understand that Paul was chosen to do something unique, very unique in this ministry and for the Israelites. He was chosen for a reason, okay? Acts chapter 9, verse 15. Look at what it says about the apostle Saul. Come on.
But the Lord said unto him, Go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me.
So the first thing we need to know and understand is that Paul was handpicked and chosen by the Creator. Are y'all hearing that? Come on, what did it say?
To bear my name before the Gentiles.
To bear my name before the Gentiles. Come on.
And kings and the children of Israel.
So you see, if we are among the Gentiles, y'all hearing this, Paul was supposed to bear his name before the Gentiles and the kings and the children of Israel. Come on, what did it say?
For I will show him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake.
So he had to suffer some things, how great things he had to suffer for the name of Yahweh. Okay? So who was Paul? This is going to give us an understanding of if he said the law is done away with. All we got to do is understand who Paul was. In Romans chapter 11, verse 1, what does it say?
I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid. For I also am an Israelite.
He said he's also a what? An Israelite. So we know the Israelites were the ones given the laws, the statutes, the judgments, the service, and the promises that's in this book, all right? And the salvation and redemption. Israelites was given that. So he's letting you know, has Yahweh cast away his people? He said, Yah forbid, for I am an Israelite. Come on.
Of the seed of Abraham.
Of the seed of Abraham. Come on.
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
Of the tribe of Benjamin. So nowhere in the world Paul would ever say, or Saul would ever say, the laws has been done away with. Let's find out what else he's going to say about himself. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 22. What did he say?
Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I.
So he's letting you know, aren't they all Hebrews? I'm a part of that family. So am I. How many people is going to claim that family today? Aren't they all Hebrews? Yes, so am I. Are not they all Israelites? So am I. Are they not all the seed of Abraham? So am I. So he's making it clear that he's not a Gentile. He's making it clear that he's not Egyptian. He's making it clear that he is an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin, and he is truly a descendant from the seed of Abraham. Are y'all hearing that? So the question is, why is everybody using Paul's writings to declare something is done away with when Paul himself never said that? But he is used to test and weigh the heart of people that will come later on that will try to use his words because they are unlearned and they are unstable to twist his words around to make it seem like he was saying one thing when in actuality he wasn't truly saying that. Paul was used to test the heart of the true descendants of Israel to see would they keep the law or not. He was used as a platform to test, the final test that would come upon his people to see would they obey him, obey the word of Yahweh, or would they obey men? Are y'all hearing that? But the disciples already said in Acts chapter 5, verse 29, that it's better to obey what? Yah than to obey men. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Philippians 3 and 5, what does he say?
Circumcised the 8th day.
So he even talked about doing the law. He was circumcised on the 8th day. Come on.
Of the stock of Israel.
Of the stock of Israel.
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
A Hebrew of the Hebrews. as touching the law a Pharisee.
So he's flat out letting you know he's a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. Knowing that Paul was an Israelite, would he really teach that the law was done away with? Absolutely not. Romans chapter 7 verse 12, this is what Paul said about the law. What did he say?
Wherefore the law is holy.
He said the law is holy. Come on.
And the commandment holy.
Come on.
And just and good.
So why would he say that the law would be done away with if he's declaring that the law is set apart? It's holy. It's a good thing. It's just and it's good. The commandment's holy. Just and good. Why would he say something that is just good, set apart, would be something we ain't got to do no more? Are y'all hearing that?
Hallelujah.
Rome has always killed our people. Rome has always killed our people and devoured us. They used to feed our people to the lions. They used to do all of these kind of atrocities. Put us in, even in the time of Babylon, was in that captivity. They put us in fiery furnaces and all that kind of stuff. But yet and still, all of these horrible atrocities have been done to us. We just keep living, don't we? We just keep surviving, and we keep telling, testifying to the truth and to the salvation and the preserving power that we just read in the book of Jubilee. He said, I will preserve them. Everybody say, Yahweh is preserving us.
Yahweh is preserving us.
He's preserving us for such a time as this. He's preserving his people. Assimilation. There's been many different slaveries that have robbed our minds and our ancient name. Through assimilation, we have denied our nationality, our culture, and our heritage because we have assimilated with all of these other countries and in all of these different strange lands. Are y'all hearing that? And we have taken or accepted the nationality and the culture of everybody else, but instead of accepting our heritage and our culture and whom the Father has called us to be. And over a period of time, we begin to forget who we are. Over here in Psalms 83 verse 1 through 4, what does it say?
Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God.
Come on.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
So that's something that our enemies did. They got together and started strategizing against who the chosen people were. Come on, what does it say over here?
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and they have consulted against thy hidden ones.
Yes.
Come on.
They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from human nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembered.
Aha! So they got together just so that they could take out the name of Israel, Israelite, out of our remembrance. They didn't want us to ever to remember that we were called Hebrews or Israelites. They never wanted us to know that if they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, Let them begin to think like individuals. Don't let them think like a nation. Let them think like just people, me, myself, and I. Don't ever let them get a hold of we, us, and ours. Are y'all hearing that? Me, myself, and I is a whole lot different from we, us, and our. They didn't want us to be a nation of people, thinking as a tribal people, as a nation of people, being one people to hear the voice of Yahweh. They said, let's cut them off so we can take that name and that identity and that history and heritage. Let's take all that out of their mind so they'll never identify or never understand or remember that they were called by the name of Israel. Let's wipe it out of their mind. Come on. It said all these nations agreed together with one consent. What did it say?
For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee.
Who's confederate?
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacle of Edom. Come on.
And the Israelites of Moab and the Hagarim.
And the list goes on and on and on and on, right? All the different nations who were against the true children of Yahweh. So if our name has been robbed, then that means our history and our culture has been stolen also away from us. Let's go over here to the Apocrypha so that everybody can hear the history of us, the history of the Hebrew Israelites. Y'all ready to hear our history real quick? Yes. In Judith chapter 5, verse 4. Come on and read the history.
And why have they determined not to come and meet me?
These were a group of people that were coming up against the Israelites in the time of between the Old Testament and the New Testament. This is the book in between the Inner Testaments called the Apocrypha. And it's the book that they took out of the middle part of the Bible. And in this book of Judith, it's going to give us the history of who these Israelite people are in the times of the Greeks. In the times of the Greeks. And this guy, he's talking about why haven't these children of Israel came up to talk to him so that they could see what's going on, because they got to know that there's a new sheriff in town and they came to give us no tribute. So the guy's going to begin to tell them a little bit about these people and why they don't care nothing about giving you tribute or coming down, meeting you or kissing your ring. He's about to give him the history of who these particular people are that's not sort of, playing to go along with. Are y'all hearing that? Listen to our history. Okay. Come on, and why? Read again from the top.
And why have they determined not to come and meet me, more than all the inhabitants of the west?
So all these other inhabitants that was of the west, they came to pay tribute. They came to kiss the ring. They came to do whatever he told them to do. But these particular people ain't doing it. Y'all hear this? And notice it says the inhabitants of the east. What that say? Ain't that something? Ain't that something? So obviously, I guess they had to be in the west. Y'all hearing this? Come on, what it say?
Then said Ankar, the captain of all the sons of Ammon, let my Lord now hear a word from the mouth of thy servant, and I will declare unto thee the truth concerning his people.
He said he's going to declare the lie about these people, or he's about to declare the truth about it. The truth. He's getting ready to declare the truth about these people. Come on.
Which dwelleth near thee, and inhabited the hill country.
So are y'all hearing this? They dwell near thee and inhabit the hill countries. Y'all see the S on there?
Countries.
They inhabit the hill countries. Very important to know and understand. Come on.
And there shall no lie come out of the mouth of thy servant. This people are descended of the Chaldeans.
So the first thing we need to know about ourselves so we can reclaim the memory that we were called Israelites is know that this people are descendants from the Chaldeans. Y'all getting y'all history lesson? Yeah. Okay, come on, what it say?
And they sojourned heretofore in Mesopotamia.
So we went from Chaldean over into the Mesopotamian area. Y'all following this, right? Because they obviously, this person knows who we are. Come on, what it say?
Because they would not follow the gods of their fathers.
Are y'all hearing why we left? Yeah. Because we would not follow the other gods, letting you know that there are other gods. Y'all hearing this? Yeah. Okay? And we wouldn't follow the other gods of their fathers. Come on.
Which were the land of Chaldea.
Come on.
For they left the way of their ancestors and worshiped the God of heaven.
So they left the way of their ancestors and started worshiping the true and living creator of the heavens. Come on.
The God whom they knew. So they cast him out from the face of their gods. So they fled into Mesopotamia and sojourned there many days. Many days. Okay, come on. Then their God commanded them to depart from the place where they sojourned and to go into the land of Canaan, where they dwelt and were increased with gold and silver.
Ain't that something? They went into a place and they all of a sudden began to be increased with gold and silver. Because it's Yahweh that gives us the ability to gain or to get wealth. It's Yahweh that's causing the wealth to come. It's not us, but it's Yahweh. Because he said the gold is mine, the silver is mine, and he can give it to whoever he want to give it to. So just so happened, when they sojourned in this land, they all of a sudden began to increase. When they went into a different land, they began to increase. Y'all have to hear this. When they went into a different land, when they started taking a different direction, they began to increase with gold and with silver. Come on.
And with very much cattle.
With very much cattle. Come on.
But when a famine covered all the land of Canaan, they went down into Egypt and sojourned there, while they were nourished and became there a great multitude, so that one could not number their nation.
So a famine happened and took place, and they left the land of Canaan and went down into Egypt. And while they were in Egypt, they were nourished. They were fed there. They were taken care of. They got the best part of the land, which was Goshen. Y'all remember that, right? And they were there, and as they were there, they became a great multitude, so that no one could even number how many people was in that nation. Come on, what did it say?
Therefore, the king of Egypt rose up against them.
This was another king. We know that another king rose up after the time of Joseph and looked at the children of Israel and how many it was, and he rose up against them. Come on.
And dealt subtly with them.
He dealt crafty, just like these other nations, always dealing crafty with the children of Israel. We have to know that they're dealing craftily or shrewd or subtle with us. Come on.
And brought them low with laboring in bread.
And brought them low with laboring in bread. Come on.
And made them slaves.
And made them slaves. Y'all hearing this? Come on.
And they cried unto their God, and he smote all the land of Egypt with incurable plagues.
So they cried unto Yah, and did Yah leave them there in their land to rot away? Or did the Yah of Israel hear them and smited that whole place with incurable plagues? Y'all hearing this? Come on, he didn't leave them hanging, did he?
Nope. So the Egyptians cast them out of their sight.
So the Egyptians said, hurry up and get out of our land and go somewhere else, get away from us. All right, come on.
And God dried the Red Sea before them.
But remember, they changed their mind and said, you know what, let's go get them and bring them back. Man, because we enjoyed them taking care of us and doing the thing. Go get them back. And they trained their mind and started following behind them. But look what the book said. It says, but the Red Sea was dried up before them. Come on.
And brought them to Mount Sinai and Kadesh Barnea, and cast forth all that dwelt in the wilderness.
Y'all hear that? They brought them forth to Mount Sinai and cast forth all that dwelt in the wilderness. So the Father was making a way for them in the wilderness. He was keeping them and setting them apart even while they were in the wilderness. All right? Y'all getting the history lesson? Yes. All right, what else it say?
So they dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and they destroyed by their strength all them of Sabon, and passed over Jordan. They possessed all the hill country, and they cast forth before them the Canaanite, the Phrezite, the Jebusite, and the Sychemite, and all the Gergesites, and they dwelt in that country many days.
So remember those 7 nations over there in the book of Deuteronomy? The 7 nations that were stronger and mightier than the children of Israel? He said that they ended up casting all of them out and away from them. All right? And they dwelt there for some time. Come on.
And whilst they sin not.
And while they sinned not. The key is while they sinned not before Yahweh. Come on.
Before they got, they prospered.
They prospered because they wasn't sinning in transgression. Okay? Come on.
Because the God that hated iniquity was with them.
Because the one that was on them was the one that hated iniquity. He hated sin and transgression and things that would offend them. So as long as they wasn't offending him, he was with them and they began to prosper. Come on.
But when they departed from the way which he appointed them.
So this person has really did some great observation on the children of Israel. He said, but he noticed that when they departed from the way of Yahweh, he said, which the way that he appointed them, they were what?
Destroyed in many battles.
They were destroyed in just a few battles.
Many.
Remember how many people? It was a lot of people, right? That no man could number them. He said they were destroyed in many battles when they departed from the way that Yahweh had given them. Come on.
And were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
And they were led captives into a different land that wasn't theirs. Come on.
And the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemy.
And their cities were taken by their enemies. Yeah. Does that sound like the children of Israel to y'all? Yes. All right, give it a story. Come on, what it say?
But now they returned to their God.
Now, this is the reason why they ain't coming down here to speak to you, king and captain, and kissing your ring. The reason why they ain't doing that, because they have now returned back to to Yahweh. Come on.
And are come up from the places where they are scattered.
And they have come up from the places where they were scattered. Y'all, here it is. Come on.
And have possessed Jerusalem.
They have possessed Jerusalem. Come on.
Where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate.
See, they were seated and placed in the position and in the place that they were supposed to be, because now they are returned back to the Creator. Are y'all hearing this? Come on, what it say?
Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. So he's letting them know, if there be any error or sin in this people, and they sin against their Creator, we can go up right now and we will ruin them. We are going to take everything they got. But, come on. But if there be no iniquity.
But if there's no iniquity in their nation, come on.
Let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world. So he flat out let them know that the only way you can defeat this people is if this people defeat themselves by not obeying what Yahweh commandments, statutes, laws, and things that they were supposed to do. That's the only way we can be destroyed, is when we don't obey. Y'all hear that? All right? So this is why, and we're going to close with this, and this is why we keep the commandments. We keep the commandment and we teach keeping the commandments because of these two verses. Revelations 14, 11, and 12. Because as long as we're keeping the commandments of Yah, we're going to be on top and not the bottom. Are y'all hear that? As long as we're keeping the commandments, Yahweh is going to be before us, and he's going to go and defend us in everything that we do.
Hallelujah.
Because we keep the commandments, he's going to supply every last one of our needs according to his riches and glory.
Yes.
Because we keep the commandments, he's going to do exceedingly, abundantly, above
on,
all what we ask or even think. Because we keep the commandments, he's going to say, eyes have not seen,
Hallelujah.
neither has ears heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man the things that Yahweh has prepared for them that love him. You see that?
Okay.
Just because we're keeping the commandments, he's opening up ways. Just because we're keeping the commandments, he's doing great and mighty things for us. Revelations 14, 11, what did it say?
Here is the patience of the saints.
Here is the patience of the saints.
There are they that keep the commandments.
Here are they that keep the commandments of Yah. Come on.
And the faith of Jesus.
And have the faith of Yeshua HaMashiach. We got to have the same faith he had. And one of the faiths he had, he was able to walk on water and not go down. Y'all hear that? The same kind of faith that Yeshua had is the same kind of faith we got to have. Revelations 24 and 14, what did it say?
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
Blessed are they that don't do his commandments.
That
do his commandments. Come on.
That they may have right to do the tree of life.
That's how you're going to have a right to some fried chicken.
No.
You have a right to a basket full of meat.
No.
Full of flesh.
No.
No. He said, blessed are they that do the commandments, that they may have a right to the tree of life. And on the tree of life, there's some fruit there. Mm-hmm. Come on.
And may enter in through the gates into the city.
So I guess ain't nobody that's going to eat meat and all that. They ain't getting in. But the ones that have a right to the tree of life are those that do the commandments. And they're going to have a right to eat off the tree, because we're going back to the tree. Are y'all hearing that? We're going back to what we were doing in the beginning with Adam. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So why not discipline yourself now? Why not renew your mind now? Why not return now? Because we're going back to the same thing we were going to doing in the beginning. We're going back. We have a right to the tree of life, and we may enter through the gates into the city. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So there's some gates that's set up for those that trying to get in. You ain't gonna be able to get in or pass them gates, because those gates are there because everybody ain't getting into that city. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
How many people got that word today?
Hallelujah.
How many people received that word today?
Hallelujah.
Come on, let's clap our hands and just give the Father the best praise.